All right, guys, so here's the scoop. Third time is a charm. So the shop I was at, that I stayed at last night, I woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning and I could not get back to sleep. And I had made another appointment at a different shop the next day at 10, which I was going to call in the morning and tell them I couldn't make it because my brakes were leaking so bad. But I went out and checked the fluid in my van, the brake fluid, it was still good. And the shop I was going to go to, Midas, which I went to this morning, was like half the price. So I was like, well, I could save a lot of money by going there. It's like now 3 o'clock in the morning. There's no traffic on the streets at all. And I have fluid in the van, in the brakes, so I'm just going to chance it and try to drive over there. It's only like a mile away. And so I did, and I woke up and I went there and I waited for 3 hours for them to tell me that they couldn't do it. They don't have the tools, and the guy there doesn't feel comfortable doing it, even though I called and talked to them about it and everything, and they said they could. And so I had to go somewhere else, so I had to drive it again in like midday traffic. And I drove down here to Brake Masters in Mesa, Arizona, and they looked at it. I told them the deal, and they looked at it, and they went out and checked it out, and said, dude, you just didn't tighten down the fittings enough. There's nothing wrong with your brake line. So they tightened them up, bled the brakes, and now they're totally fine. My brakes are fine. It cost me $60. They even did the case relearn procedure for free on my van and everything. So third time is a charm. Van is fine. All right, so here's the scoop. I stopped by at Tay's work, and he said to come back at 5. I had that vacuum leak, and it's definitely still here. So he said that we should be able to figure that out and fix that tonight. And I'm also still popping that random misfire code. Listen to this. The guys at the brake shop were like, dude, you got a V8 in there? I'm like, nah, it's just a race engine, man. It's not really a race engine. I mean, the heads are ported and polished, but it's not like a full-on race engine or anything. So yeah, going to get some food. I'm gonna stop by Walmart, and yeah, and then back to his place at 5. Woo! Living the dream! All right, 2 things. Just got done with Walmart. This tranny is shifting smoother than it ever has before, and if that's any indication of what's to come, then I am glad I did the flush. The other thing is the steering and the front suspension is so tight and responsive and smooth and nice. It is just freaking awesome, man. So I'm at this salad to go place, and I'm gonna see what they got here. I remember the other thing I have to do, and that's go to the junkyard to get that brake part, and then I'll meet up with Tay at 5 after that. So it's a pretty busy day for me. Let's see what they got here. 3-bean chili soup. Do they just have salads, or do they have like rolls? Oh, they have smoothies, salad wraps, that's what I want. Roasted sweet potato and strawberry. What? Wow, this is crazy. It's got sweet potatoes, quinoa, strawberries, lettuce, and something else, I think. It's actually really, really good. What a weird combo. So good, though. All right, so I'm in. It's a little sketchy out here, so I didn't take my big camera, but looking for the Astros now. Got my tools, hopefully enough. I might have to go back and get more. We'll see. Man, I got so many cars in here. I love junkyards. Let's check this out. Here's a 98. This is the part I need. And they already have the wheel and the drum off. This part right there, that little bar, that's what I need. So it'll take like 2 seconds to pop this off. Just gotta pop off a spring and go. Woo! Got it. Hey, this is what mine looked like not too long ago. So yeah, if you don't take out the subframe, you remove the engine, you gotta cut all this stuff out. Kinda sketchy. I was looking at getting one of these things, these bulkheads a while back, but this is the Adrian Still one, the most common one, and it's just really flimsy, and it sticks out so far. I would lose so much room if I had one of these. Right, mission accomplished. That feels good, man. I've been wanting to get that done for like a week. So, I don't know, a week, whatever, 4 days, whatever, however long it's been. So, big deal with the propane heaters is that they put off a ton of moisture into the air, which obviously it's already cold outside and hot inside, so you're creating condensation anyway, but it, like, just the propane heaters themselves put off a ton of moisture. So I saw a really incredible video by Bayward the other day, Bay and then Ward, B-A-Y-W-A-R-D. It's really hard for me to spell out loud for some reason. Yeah, he made this incredible video the other day that I really appreciated about heaters that do not produce moisture like that and actually dry out the air, if I remember right. But you guys should go check out his channel. He's got a really cool van dwelling channel with lots of really cool videos on it, so definitely check that out. And somebody asked me the other day if Astro vans have a low gas light, and mine just went off. So yes, they definitely do. I need to get some gas. What a roller coaster this van's turned out to be. I still haven't decided on a name for it yet. So when I was filling up gas, I noticed that my gas cap was way loose, like way loose. I was like, oh, that must be the reason why I'm having the misfire and the vacuum code. And so I plugged in my little scanner, and I was gonna see if, I was gonna erase the codes and see if they pop back up on the way to his shop, and I realized that there were 3 other codes, so now there's 5 codes. There's one for the random misfire, one for the idle air control, one for the idle air control circuit, the voltage is low, and one for a oxygen sensor, and I don't know if that was all of them. I don't know, there might have been another one, but yeah, I don't know if those could all be caused by my fuel cap being loose, and it's still flashing the check service engine soon light. So there's got to be something else going on. On my way to Tate's shop now. Hopefully we figure that out and get it fixed, and it's cheap and simple, and I'll be on my way. I've got a long-time mystery seeker that's been watching me from the very beginning. If everything works out here and I'm able to take off tonight, then I will probably be staying at his house tonight and hanging out with him, so that'll be cool. Yeah, woo, living the dream, living the dream. My throttle body is really sticky, so we're gonna go and probably get the original one from the Astro. I put the one from the S10 in this after I cleaned it, but apparently I didn't do a good enough job, and it's sticking really, really bad, and we think that's causing all of my problems except for the O2 sensor, which we're gonna look into too. All right, guys, so here's the scoop. Just left Tate's shop. We changed out the throttle body, and it definitely, the one for the truck they modified, and it wasn't, they did it in a weird way. So we put the original one back on. It's much cleaner. It doesn't stick like the old one did, or at least it didn't then, but he left with someone else, and his phone died, and my van will not idle below 3,000 RPM. So every time I come up to a stoplight, I have to put it in neutral and turn it off, and it's a problem. It's a big problem. So I'm going to go over everything we just did and redo it and make sure the throttle body got tightened all the way, make sure the throttle cables are all good and all that. I'm not going to film it because I don't want to get my camera dirty, and it's like almost 9 o'clock, and I just want to get it done and get to the gym and take a shower. If not, I'll be sleeping in this parking lot tonight. So yeah, I'm going to try that out. All right, here's a moment of truth. I know it had to be a vacuum leak because that high idle like that, and getting worse as it warmed up. So I tightened up the throttle body, which was, it could have been tighter. So let's see what happens here. Oh! It goes all the way up. God damn it. All right, there's only one last thing to check, and that's the tightness of the idle air control valve. I just want to make sure that it's tight all the way. I've tried everything else. I've gone through every bolt and everything that we've gone through and checked it out and made sure that the butterfly is seating down all the way, the throttle cable's not hung up. We just lubed the throttle cable and cleaned the hell out of the new throttle body we put on there, so that's all good. It's got to be a vacuum leak, man. It got worse as it warmed up, real high idle like that, and my fuel mileage was really, really bad, so I'm convinced that that's what it is. So I'm going to keep trying this until I get it, and once I've checked everything I know to do twice, then I guess I stop for the night. Where'd my 13 go? By the way, that brake shop did not put my cap back on the correct way, and the shop that did my training did not put the dipstick in all the way, and one of them took off my back wheel and left it loose, and I had to tighten up my lug nuts earlier. This thing ran a lot better before we messed with it tonight, and it's no real fault to Tay, but this is why I like to work on my own stuff, because I know that it's done right. And the more I learn about how to work on vehicles myself, the better off I am. Because obviously right now I don't have an option to call a mechanic or call anybody, so I need to figure this out on my own, and that is what I'm absolutely determined to do right now. Okay, the screw broke off in the idle air control valve, so that's definitely leaking. I must have just over tightened it, or maybe it was threaded wrong or something. This is definitely going to cause a problem. So I'm gonna see how far the gym is, because I got fiberglass on me. I just want a hot shower, man. And I'm gonna see if I can make it to the shower or to the gym, and then I'm gonna sleep there. All right, guys, what a wild ride today. Climaxes and challenges. Woo! Just got out of the shower. Feels so much better. I don't know what it is about a hot shower, but it always melts my stress away. And I got some lavender kombucha. Lavender is a very good anti-stress thing. Today was stressful, no doubt about it. Hardly got any sleep last night. I was stressed out, and I couldn't sleep. And trying to get to sleep at 10, I'm used to going to sleep at like 2. It was, I was up from 2 to 6 basically, and had to get up at 8. So, yeah, I'm still popping that misfire code, and I've been popping that since I got this van. And there's no vacuum leaks. He checked for vacuum leaks everywhere, except for there's a vacuum leak now with the high idle, but before that, I don't think there was. It was the throttle body sticking, because it was all gunky on the bottom. I used the throttle body off the S10 and didn't thoroughly clean it first. My fault. So he thinks it's the catalytic converter. So tomorrow we're going to check that out. We're going to fix the high idle and hopefully get this thing back on the road for good. So if I need new exhaust tomorrow, I will get new exhaust tomorrow, and I will get a high-flow cat, and I will get a high-flow muffler that's not loud and obnoxious, especially when on the highway. But I want something that's a little throaty when I open it up, you know, because this thing is pretty fast. It's got ported and polished heads, and it's got intake on it. You know, you might as well open it up all the way and let it breathe a little, and you know, if I can keep my foot off the pedal, I'll get better fuel mileage that way. So, and more power, so more passing power and pull-out power and everything else. Always a good thing. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'm gonna go watch some funny stuff and continue laughing at the rest of my day, because dude, I'm gonna watch this video like a year from now. I'm gonna be like, oh my god, dude, I can't believe you went through all that for that van. I've been through so much with this thing. I don't know. I've been kind of coming up with a plan B in case things just keep going wrong for another 2 weeks or something, of just selling it and cutting my losses and flying to Oregon and staying with my parents and spending the money on another van and starting over this, replacing everything, or possibly just getting a job and using that as a down payment and getting something good that I don't have to replace things on it constantly. But I'm almost out of things to replace on this van. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. See you next time. Love yourself.